everything, and I'll just behave myself.
Hello, greetings everyone, and welcome to another edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Miriam Gennari.
My name's Adele Quo, and I love our new intro.
I like it too.
Hot new intro, right? Hot off the press. Thank you, Hef. And here we go with our, is this our first show in June?
I think so.
Our first show in June 2019. Hard to believe the summer solstice is almost here.
It's been a beautiful week.
But it's been nice, and so we hope you're enjoying the weather and also enjoying this edition of the Arlington Weekly News and Community Bulletin Board. And as you may have noticed, Adele is back for another installment of
It's Easy Being Green.
Yes. Well, we practice, and sometimes it just doesn't come out that way. But what are we going to do? CBB, as I may have mentioned before, a roll-in, our favorite Studio B participant, maybe our only Studio B participant so far, Jorge Serafin and his fabulous guitar playing, our News for Seniors segment, and then our very own Styrofoam mom, Miriam, is here with another
It's going to be a good one.
Sustainable Scoop.
That's right.
What would a show be without a sustainable scoop? And that's our show, but social media reminder from my co-anchor here.
Absolutely. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel, and that is YouTube /Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Sorry, I was reading it over there.
And also on the radio, 96.7 WERA, 96.7 LPFM. Check us out on the radio. Here we go with the first of our news items. And we're rolling now. Okay. That's why we have hard copies. Well, the Arlington Department of Public Safety, Communications, and Emergency Management has announced the second annual Disaster Relief Trials competition. The event will take place on Saturday, September 14, beginning and ending at Roslyn's Gateway Park. Starting at 10 a.m., participants will use bicycles to simulate carrying food, supplies, and information during a large-scale disaster. Early bird registration is in progress and continues through June 23rd. Individuals will pay $25, while the charge for a family is $60. For more information, you can visit their website at drtaarlington.com. Miriam.
Thanks, Craig. Arlington has received the 2019 Governor's Transportation Safety Award. The award recognizes combined efforts of the Police Department, Bike Arlington, Walk Arlington, DES Transportation, Engineering, and others, which brought about a 29% reduction in bicycle-involved crashes in 2018. That's great. Craig?
And Miriam, also in our news items, well, this is good news. Arlington's AAA bond rating has been reaffirmed by all 3 credit agencies. The rating is the best possible that there is, the best one out there, and it enables the county to receive low interest rates. The Fitch organization expressed the belief that the county is well positioned to maintain their financial resilience. Standard & Poor's noted Arlington's strong historical financial results. However, Moody's noted that continued use of reserves could lead to a downgrade. A downgrade, that is. Take 2. Miriam, your turn.
Yeah, we don't want that. No. Thank you, Craig. The Arlington Sheriff's Office is experimenting with a program for pet therapy with their inmates. Inmates in the Moral Reconation Therapy Group came up with an idea as a way of introducing additional opportunities for inmates. The idea is that therapy will improve the inmates' self-regard and moral reasoning. The program began with a visit from 5 dogs and their handlers. Inmates were allowed to participate in sessions that were 90 minutes in duration. Very nice. Craig?
All right, thanks, Miriam. We'll be back with CBB right after we hear from Adele and another installment of
It's Easy Being Green.
Yay!
Take 2. No take 2 that time. All right. Thanks for the wonderful welcome to another It's Easy Being Green. My name's Adele Quo, and our mascot Joe Tree Frog is hanging out over here. Tons of green events in Arlington for June 2019, but the one Joe Tree Frog, okay, take 2 there. The one Joe Tree Frog wants to highlight this week is the Arlington Tree Canopy Fund program. The deadline to submit an online application form is midnight on June 24th. Arlington's tree canopy is declining in quantity over time. Though the Tree Canopy Fund program, Eco Action Arlington and Arlington County Urban Forestry Commission are providing residents the opportunity to apply to have a large native tree planted on their property in the fall of 2019 for free. Since its inception, 1,213 trees have been planted. Residents can have trees planted at places of worship, townhomes, condominiums, or single-family homes. A variety of species will be offered, including pin oaks, American holly, and river birch, and others. A 1-year warranty is given by the landscaping contractors on all the trees planted. Some species have limited availability, so you should apply early to get your first choice of species. For fall 2019, choose from 3 shade trees with less than a 40-foot width. That would be Ilex opaca, or our American holly, or the Magnolia grandiflora, which is our southern magnolia, and our Quercus palustris, which is pin oak. If you have a little more space, you can select from 4 shade trees that may have a mature width greater than 40 feet. That would be Betula nigra, or river birch, or Excelsis occidentalis, that is the common hackberry. You could also try the Platanus occidentalis, which is American sycamore. And one of my favorites is Quercus bicolor, the swamp white oak. The trees provided are not saplings. They have a diameter of about 2 inches when planted, and depending on species, that could be 6 to 7 feet high at planting, unless noted under the species description online. At maturity, these will be large canopy trees, so locate your new trees the proper distance from your house. Look at the overhead electric utility lines, underground utility lines, your sidewalks, driveways, patios, fences, and other large trees. To lower your cooling costs, shade your home by planting a canopy tree on the southwestern or western sides of your property. More information regarding the application process, requirements, and the different species of trees available can all be found online at ecoactionarlington.org/community-programs/trees. Arlington's Tree Canopy Program is one of the many ways Eco Action Arlington is showing Arlington residents how to improve our air, water, and outdoor spaces with simple, everyday choices. So remember, it's easy being green.
It sure is. That's a wonderful program, Adele.
I hope you're putting your application in soon.
Yeah.
I have some walnut spikes, but everybody says, oh, you don't want a walnut tree in your yard.
Oh, gosh, yeah, they're tricky.
I like the walnuts.
Well, they're wonderful, but they
great.
don't play well with other trees.
No, they don't. Nothing grows around a
No,
walnut
well,
tree.
there are a
Not
few
much of
suggestions.
anything. Other walnut trees.
Another
maybe.
topic.
You need an expert.
That's right.
You need an expert.
Call us.
All right. Good stuff, especially if you like trees. Thanks, Adele. We appreciate it. Here we go. As promised now, our CBB Community Bulletin Board file. Item number 1. Blues lovers and their families will feel right at home with this year's Columbia Pike Blues Festival. This all-day event features great food, local artists, activities for kids and families, and a whole lot more. Live music performances from Funky Miracle, the Lauren Calvé Band, Hardway Connection, Thornetta Davis, and Sugar Ray Rayford. Drop in, eat, shop, dance, and just have a great time. This event is taking place Saturday, June 15, 1-5, from 1 to 8:30 at the intersection of Columbia Pike and South Walter Reed Drive. This event is absolutely FREE free, and you ought to check that out. It sounds like a great event, the Columbia Pike Blues Fest. Miriam.
Always a good time. Thanks, Craig. With a half-hour special on Comedy Central, 2 live albums, a Netflix special, and performances on shows such as Letterman, Conan, and Jimmy Kimmel under his belt, comedian Hari Kondabolu has certainly been making a name for himself. Hailed as one of the most exciting political comics in Stand Up Today by the New York Times. He is bringing his comedy tour to our very own Arlington, Virginia. He'll be performing Friday, June 14th at 7:30 and 10 p.m. and Saturday, June 15th, 7 and 9:30 p.m. at the Cinema Draft House at 2903 Columbia Pike. Purchase tickets online at atacdh.arlingtondrafthouse.com. That should be fun.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you like to laugh.
I like to laugh.
Also in our CBB items, here we go. It's spring, yes indeed it is, which means it's a great time to work on your gardens. For anybody interested in learning more about gardening, VCE Master Gardeners and Interns will be holding a free plant clinic to answer any questions about gardening and plants. This is all happening on Wednesday, June 12, from 6:45 to 8:45 in the PM portion of the day in the Central Library lobby at 1015 North Quincy. This event is FREE free. Check it out. Miriam.
Sounds like a good time. Storytelling has been around for a long time, as long as humans have been able to communicate, with stories being passed down from generation to generation until today. Join the Arlington Spellbinders as they continue this tradition and pass on these stories to all of you. This event is especially great for families of children ages 4 and older. This is taking place Sunday, June 16th. From 3 o'clock to 4 p.m. at the Long Branch Nature Center at Glen Carlin Park, 625 South Carlin Springs Road. Be sure to register for this free online, or register online. It's 703-228-4747. Yeah, phone or online, that's what I meant.
Phone or online, of course you did.
Yeah.
All right, thanks Miriam. But we'll be back with our News for Seniors segment right after a little music from our favorite guitarist from Studio B, Jorge Serafin. Wonderful, great job.
That was
Thank
fantastic.
you, Jorge.
Wonderful,
Jorge Serafin, wonderful
Quite
guitar player,
talented.
and we'll have him back again. Thank you, Jorge. We appreciate it, as always. Okay, here we go. As promised now, News for Seniors segment, News for Seniors glasses. Oh, that's what it looks like. Here we go. News for Seniors, item number 1. Heather Herlock from the Arlington County Police Department will be alerting seniors to the latest summer scams. She will discuss how to avoid becoming a victim of financial scams and other hoaxes aimed at seniors. This is coming up on Tuesday, June 11 at 11 in the morning at Langston Brown Community and Senior Center. They're located at 2121 North Culpeper Street, right there at Culpeper and Lee Highway. For more information and to register, give them a call at the number on your screen now, 703, and in your ear as well, 703-228-6300. Miriam.
Thanks, Craig. A panel of Vietnam veterans will discuss what it's like to serve in America's most controversial war. They will share their experiences and how they've impacted their lives. They're coming up on Thursday, June 13th at 1 p.m. at the Lee Community Senior Center, located at 5722 Lee Highway. To register, call 703-228-0555.
All right, Miriam, and also in our News for Seniors segment, 60% of people say that making sure their family is not burdened by tough decisions is extremely important, yet only 56% have not communicated their wishes in case of illness or in case they pass away. There will be an interactive workshop to help start this important conversation, and that's coming up on Wednesday, June 12, at 1:30 in the afternoon at Aurora Hills Community and Senior Center. They're located at 735 18th Street South. For more information and to register, give them a call at the number on your screen now and in your ear, 703-228-5722. Miriam.
Thanks. And also on the topic, and just the day before, if you're the executor or personal representative for your spouse, family member, or close friend, you need to know about probate in Virginia. Attorney Allison Mahaney-Lebeth will highlight probate's timeliness and filings, as well as possible ways to avoid probate. That's coming up on Tuesday, June 11th at 10 a.m. at the Walter Reed Community and Senior Center, located at 2909 16th Street South. To register, call 703-228-0955. Craig?
And also in our News for Seniors segment, it's that time of year again. Registration for the 2019 Northern Virginia Senior Olympics opens Monday, June 17. Registrations forms will be at senior centers, community centers, and also available online at www.nvso.us. This event takes place through September 28th. There are over 70 events at various venues throughout Northern Virginia. Opening day ceremonies will be held on Saturday, September 14 at 9 in the morning at Thomas Jefferson Community Center. They're located at 2501 2nd Street South. And this will be followed by track events at 9:30. All Senior Olympic events are open to the public For more information, give them a call at the number on your screen. Here we go, 703-228-4721. And as always, thanks to Judy Masabny of OSAP, Office of Senior Adult Programs, for helping us out and sending us these announcements. Thanks very much, Judy. We appreciate it. We'll be back with buying off. So take two, sign off. Got my words wixed. And bye-bye. Right after we hear from my co-anchor here, Miriam Gennari, and another installment of her Sustainable Scoop. Here's Miriam.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. You know, as a mother, I know my kids know it all, but the truth is they need me and their father. There are a lot of children in Northern Virginia that don't have the luxury of either, and many of them find themselves in foster care. The question is, what happens when they grow out of foster care and they don't have anyone there to guide them or help them along the way? And joining me today is Ray Montes, and he is helping with his organization, the Regratify Foundation, helping guide those young people into success and into their future after leaving foster care. So welcome, Ramon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. I think that this is something that people feel really strongly about, helping young people when their families are in trouble, but they forget that we're with our children for their entire lives, and these children don't have the luxury of a support system. So tell me how you started your organization.
Many years ago, I was a foster parent, and I did adopt my son from foster care, and that's how I kind of learned about the ins and outs of the foster care system, and I learned a lot about trauma. But you know, that wasn't really what made me want to start this organization. It wasn't until I met somebody who was in foster care and became really successful, and after that, I made me realize, like, wow, you know, you rarely hear that many success stories from people from foster care. So when I did the research of you know, to see the success rate for these kids, I started thinking, well, what can, you know, when I saw how bad it was, I started thinking, well, what can I do to help these kids become successful based on all the stuff that I've learned about foster care and these youth in foster care. And so I created a program that's really tailored for these kids. And you know, my program is an all-year-long program because I know these kids need consistency. So I wanted to make sure that these kids had that resources that they need, so that way they can be successful.
Well, so in foster care, your clothing is covered, you have a roof over your head, and you've got you know, a place to live. But the long-range planning, the kind of mentoring that you need to kind of prepare yourself for adulthood, that a lot of young people have, they don't. So tell me about some of the components of your program.
The whole point of the program is to make sure that these kids do have a career goal before they leave foster care, because most of these kids don't. They just leave foster care and then they're being homeless, and then they're in poverty. So what we try to do is give them, show them what's out there, what type of careers that they can really focus on. Then we help them get there. Either it's a trade school, a four-year university, or community college, but we're always trying to help them so that way they have some form of success rate.
Well, and you're also giving them a vision of the future when they're living in probably a traumatic situation right now, and because social workers and communities refer these young people to you, you don't really know what their situation is. Every situation is different, right?
Correct.
So you meet them where they're at, and then you show them you care, and then you try to get them on this path. What does a program like that cost to you know, get a young person on that path towards success?
For each kid, it's probably around, maybe like $1,000 probably for the way our program is structured for one youth to be there for a full year. But you know, but we also have other things that we work on with the kids that.
Well, in addition to your year-long program, you mentioned that there's some summer things and internships that you kind of help them get set up.
Correct. What we try to do is we kind of work with organizations, and we try to give them some form of job experience. And those type of projects, they learn, you know, how to work with other people, communication skills, strategies, and there's so many different things that, you know, we try to help them build these skills. So that way because most of these kids don't have any job experience, so we want to make sure that they have something to put on their job resume.
So at the foundation, though, little by little, you're building confidence and trust, confidence and trust. And there are some organizations that have stepped up to help you in this task. Tell me who they are. Who are your sponsors?
Well, the organization for those specific job projects, I mean, those right now we work with May Brigade, and this summer we'll be working with Marriott in Tyson's Corner.
That's fantastic.
So right now we just finished the sessions that we're going to be working on with the kids, the whole project, and it's going to be great. I think the kids are really going to be excited about this type of job opportunity that they're going to be able to get.
Now, the first time you held this program, you had 18 students. This year you have 14. Tell me a little bit about the outcomes that people can expect, as opposed to what happens when young people who leave the system don't really have that guidance.
For our first year, for our outcomes, I mean, we had such a high return rate from these kids. I mean, these kids, it's hard for these kids to commit. So seeing a lot of these kids come back for the second year is really good.
It's a great success.
Correct. And we have a lot of kids who told us also that they want to focus on a specific career. And I think it's with our program, once they tell me, I want to become an electrician, I set them up with a mentor from that field, so that way they can learn more about it. And so instead of, when we have our career courses, we have people who come in and do presentations about what type of careers that are out there. But once a kid tells me what they want to focus on, I get a mentor from that profession, and they come to the course, and they work with the youth at the same time.
I know that people are going to want to support you by either bringing their business to you and being a company that sponsors or perhaps hires these young people, or there might be mentors out there. So how do people get in touch with you to support the Regratifying Foundation?
They can go to our website, regratifyingfoundation.org, and they can find a lot of information of what we do, all the information regarding our program and different ways that they can help.
Well, I want to thank you, Ramon, so much for the work that you're doing. Congratulations on your beautiful
Thank
family.
you.
I'm sure you're a great dad.
Thank you.
And I want to thank all of you for watching this edition of The Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari. Back to the news desk.
Thanks, Miriam.
Yes. So
Yes.
thank you, and thanks.
Styrofoam mom.
And thanks, Mark Riley, for introducing us. And before we
That was
go,
a great interview.
I gotta thank Jordan Kuharski.
Jordan,
Kuharski.
our former camera operator back
Yes,
in 1, 2, or 3,
who wrote our
who
CBV
keeps
stories.
sending in the CBV
Thank you,
announcements.
thank
So
you, Jordan.
Thanks,
Yes.
Jordan. We appreciate it. And thanks to all of you for out there in TV land for watching
Yes.
another installment of our Sustainable Scoop and the
Arlington
Don
Weekly
Hemmons
News.
Arlington
Yeah,
Weekly News.
yeah.
And thanks to Mama G over here for sitting in, filling
Thanks
in
for letting me.
Yay.
for co-anchoring tonight. And we got to wrap it up and get out of here. So this is our first show in June. The summer solstice is coming up.
Yay.
If I could say
That
it
should
right.
be fun.
So
Okay.
next week, if you're out there, we'll be here and we'll try it all again. Have a safe week. Bye-bye.
See you next week.